that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. 100 million bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, blue hunts. Whole team counting, that's a big number.
Yeah, in the field like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah, whole squad like, what? In the field like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, what? Whole squad like, yeah, in the field like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah, whole squad like, yeah, in the field like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah. You don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. No, I say you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want. Call us dangerous, ain't too many can play with us. See what this game here taking us, no barber, ain't no fading us. I ain't really saying much, actions be louder than words, man. I just wanna be heard from your mom to your pop to the beat to the birds, man. Cut right off on the curb, like I'm Barry Sanders. Chains on and the diamonds dancing. Game on, so it's time to go. When the rain starts, I'ma let you know. Name a squad that is better though than my home team. We a pot of gold. I'm a dog, I'ma need a bone for my whole team. I'ma let it go like, yeah, in the field like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah, whole squad like, what? In the field like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, what? Whole squad like, yeah, in the field like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah, whole squad like, yeah, in the field like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah. Yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. No, I say you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want. Yeah, I've been so my frustration, I was waiting to shine. My father taught me don't be soft, so now I'm taking what's mine. I define myself as ambitious, young, black, and gifted. Master P, my masterpiece. That mean I don't got no limits. Bout it, I doubt it. My homies know you ain't ride it. We break you down like a pound. I got it, don't pound to surround me. I'm corrupted, flow cold and it's rugged, bump it. What is up? I'm ready for war. You got to love it like, yeah, in the field like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah, whole squad like, what? In the field like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, what? Whole squad like, yeah, in the field like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah, whole squad like, yeah, in the field like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah. You don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. No, I say you don't want problems, you don't want smoke, dog. You don't want.
From the second largest city in the U.S., Los Angeles, California, we've got football as EA Sports coverage of the NFL is on the air. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New York Jets and the Los Angeles Rams. The bye weeks are over. It's all about football all the time as we're underway here in Week 13. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
The Rams take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Watch it before. Blue down.
Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Behind the line of scrimmage.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through.
Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And an alley to run. And he will take this all the way up past the 40-yard line. They were ball hawks last week. They had a trio of interceptions on defense. In the first drive, they pick up right where they left off.
They're creating quite a reputation for themselves, aren't they? And sometimes what happens is when they know that the defense can take the ball away, as they saw the previous week, now you try too hard to not let them take it away, and you force yourself into errors. They've intimidated them in a sense and gotten the ball from them.
Now a carry for the former Michigan State man, Le'Veon Bell. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Ram territory. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Now this is Le'Veon Bell with a reception. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 12 yards there and a first down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Now Darnold into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Corey Littleton. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. Goff will lead the Rams up here 1st and 10 at their own 26. They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early, because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Kill. 22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Goff. And his throw is incomplete. Robert Woods, the intended receiver that time. And it's 3rd and short.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete.
76.
Goff on 3rd down. They got a man. It's Woods. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. Goff hitting Woods for a Rams first. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Listen. Value one.
Right there, 54 Mike.
Hey, tight. Hey, Echo.
On 2nd and 12. Goff. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
180. Two.
Mike 5-4.
Hey, Haywood. Recon, 132-5.
They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 11 and a first down L.A. So on the heels of the run by Todd Gurley, another 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
54, come on.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down. From the gun, here's Gotw. Now he's going to go for it all. And it's caught for a Rams touchdown by Brandon Cooks. Brandon Cooks, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point attempt to follow here. It's up, it's good, and the Rams take a 7-0 lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score as they start 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with a carry by Bell. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. The shotgun snap for Darnold. That's complete. It's Bell. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, kind of works like a sack for the defense. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Nikel Roby-Coleman, and he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they're throwing an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's going to let this one go. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. Touchdown, L.A. Brandon Cooks. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Rams tack on to their advantage. Now the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Cover Cooks.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now it's Darnold. And down he goes on the pressure from the Rams defense.
Well, someone's been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield and get after the quarterback.
Been such an impressive first half to get that lead.
Double dog, that's the way. Shoot, watch the shoot.
And he's going to go down again. Dante Fowler make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. This is fielded at the 27. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But it's the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
On 2nd and 11 now. Goff. And that's caught left side. It's Woods. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Watch the curl. Watch the curl. Kill. Hey, turn it out. You up. Mike's 54. Mike's 54.
Yeah, let's get a sack lunch.
Right there. 2 for 66. 54.
Goff wants to throw on 3rd and 1. This is caught at the 20. Touchdown, LA. Jared Goff with his 3rd touchdown pass of the afternoon. And the Rams tack on to their advantage. So not only is that his 3rd touchdown catch of the game, he's done it here in the first half.
I'm not sure defensively what they're going to come up with to slow him down because already we're seeing him run past, over, through guys in order to make these catches. And being able to try and shut him down at this stage of the game, it's going to take a lot of effort. So maybe it'll open things up for some other people.
Well, they better figure something out, and soon. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it a 2nd down. Darnold. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down.
I'm coming for you. You must.
They're going to go. It's Darnold. And this is caught. Demaryius Thomas. And he's got a 1st down as he's up to the 48. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Darnold now to throw. Off to Thomas on the left side. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. To throw again on 2nd down. Darnold, and he'll go right back to Thomas, complete again. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. To the air again, Darnold. Out right here to Herndon. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
Complete to Chris Herndon. It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 28-yard line.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Throwing again is Darnold. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Obi Melifonwu. 30. 10, and he will bring it back. It's an interception return for a Rams touchdown. So that's now 3 first-half interceptions, and that last one even costlier as it's returned for 6 points. So as a quarterback, how do you regain your focus?
Well, QB 101 says you never show them that you're sweating. Still act like you're the guy, that you've thrown 6 touchdown passes, not 3 interceptions. But he's human. He's got to face up to his teammates. He's got to own up to that. See if he can brace up and also not look over his shoulder and see his backup starting to warm up. It's going to be a tough one for him.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time, first half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. They'll go again with Bell. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
4th down now after a loss of 2.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Rams get the football in outstanding field position. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Time to establish the run game here. Gurley down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Again, they run with Gurley. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
On 3rd down, here's Henderson. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
If you're looking for glory, looking to get your name in the headlines, you do not want to play nose tackle. But how about what we just saw there? The ability to hold people up, take on extra blocks, and actually slip them and make a tackle on that play. That's big time.
And his kick here is good. And they're sitting pretty now as the lead grows even further. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here, because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Darnold. That's a shuffle pass, and it's complete. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line.
How about that shuffle pass? Or if you want to call it the shovel pass, that's fine too. That's one of those plays that you take a little bit of risk there because you're trying to throw the ball into the middle of the field where a lot of big bodies lurk, and they can knock it away, pick it off, but they were able to execute it successfully on that play.
The Rams calling on their nickel set here defensively for 3rd down.
We taking wins home. He's coming. We got double up. Here we go, young lady. 58. Hey, wahoo! Record. 58's the mic. 58's the mic.
Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Airing one out for Crowder. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Now they go for it on fourth, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out, and the Rams get the football in outstanding field position. Here comes carry number 10 for Gurley. And he'll just plow right into a host of tacklers. Nothing there at all, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
So we got man.
SOS. Value three.
They'll stick to the ground game with Gurley. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Back to throw, Goff. And Woods has it complete. And he'll be out of bounds.
But give the defensive guys a little bit of credit. They didn't let the deep ball beat them on that play, did they?
No, the drag, that guy can be your safety valve. We saw it right there.
Yeah, and it picked up a first down for them, too.
Watch a slant.
They'll try and push it in with Gurley. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Back now in Los Angeles. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. Another try on 2nd down with Gurley. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And his kick is good. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Jets, let's play after.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Motion. Hey, orbit. Put your hands on him. Get hands on motion man. Slap. Yo, lady. Slap. Lady.
Again, it's Bell. And the Rams defense gets to him again behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak. Not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be third and about a foot or 2. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning.
Maverick, Super 1.
From the gun on third down, gone. Throw left side complete. It's Woods. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. They only needed 1 yard on third down. They get 10 instead by going to the air. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Henderson now on 1st and 10. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. The Rams on third down. They've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. This is 3rd and 11.
Right there. 54 Mike. Yo.
From the 50, it's gone. Incomplete. He had his hands on it but couldn't pick it. But it's now 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Let's go, boys. Bring it.
At their own 20-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Darnold out to his left. Wide open receiver complete. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down. Now a 1st down carry by Bell. He's at the 30, 20. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. So they will get on the scoreboard here. Give them credit for that. Too little, too late, but no 0. Oh, you're going slow clap on me.
Not very nice, is it?
No, but they haven't been very nice on offense. It's been a struggle. Extra point from McManus is good. And that will shave one more off this lead. Now after the touchdown, it's Lachlan Edwards to kick it away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
We got this. At their own 25-yard line.
The Los Angeles offense set to begin their next drive. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Working the middle here, that's complete to Everett, the tight end. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30.
At the 30-yard line.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
It's our time. It's our time.
Off play action. Bryant. And he spots Henderson open left side. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. So negative yardage, a loss of 3 on 2nd down, and that leads to a tough 3rd down call.
Kill. No. Off.
Off the bootleg. Bryant. This pass complete to Reynolds. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A good pickup, 17 yards, and also a Rams first down. So the L.A. Rams with a victory here, and it was their defense that really